Hi, this is Michael Douville coming to you from Scottsdale, Arizona. It is April 1st, 2015. I am not a stock and bond broker, nor am I a licensed financial advisor. I am, however, a real estate broker here in the state of Arizona. I specialize in doing investments and have been doing a lot of investment work for myself and my wife for years and years and years. So a couple things. Do want to make sure that you'll know this is for educational purposes, and if you have some of these thoughts are interesting for you, that you go see your financial advisor and your significant other and discuss this. Make sure that it's appropriate if you make any moves. This is for education, not for finance. So, okay, so that's my disclaimer. I want to talk to you about a few things. I've been a licensed real estate agent since 1972. Went full-time in 1974. That was during the recession, one of the worst recessions the U.S. had ever had, 1973 to 1975. And that was when the oil embargo, the Arabs had an oil embargo on the United States, and things came crashing down. Business was very, very bad. And fortunately, I was young enough, I didn't realize that things were bad. I thought that's the way business always was. We started doing a tremendous amount of business. We came through 74, went into the 80s, and sure enough, another recession, 1980, 1982. That lasted... actually, it was two. They were back to back. One was for 6 months, had a couple months, a couple quarters leeway, and then another 16 months. So 22 months between 1980 and 1982 of recession, and that was considered the worst recession since the Great Depression. Worse than the 1974s. Came out of that in 82. That was so bad I left Illinois, where I started, and came here to Scottsdale, Arizona. It was a good thing for me. Business was good, but sure enough, 5, 6, 7 years later, back to a recession. 1990, 1991, another recession. The S&L crisis, that was really hard on real estate. People were over-leveraged, really had problems. Couldn't get any money. People were calling in loans. And that's when the days of the RTC was pretty tough on the real estate business. And that lasted for a few more years. And then we had 8 or 9 years of smooth sailing, but 1990, 1991 was officially an 8 or 9 month recession, but of course in the real estate business it was worse than that. Then comes along 2001, you have the tech bubble. The tech bubble burst. That's 8 months. Real estate hardly even felt that. I know that the stock market had a terrible time, but real estate had a pretty easy time with that. And then came along 2008, 2009, 7 years later. 18 months, worst recession we've had since the Great Depression. Probably pretty tough. It just didn't last as long, so it had 18 months of recession. Now, what is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 recessions just in my lifetime. Bad recessions. So, what does that tell you? It tells you that the last one was 2008, 2009. I think it actually officially started in December 2007. And it tells you that these recessions come along time and time again, that you need to just keep your eye on the ball. I've been talking about taking some of your money off the table, and we've had some huge run-ups in the stock market. And today, again, the stock market's down. Huge volatility in the stock market. Price of gold jumping up, down. Price of oil jumping up and down. Problems in Europe. Problems in Croatia. There's banks having trouble. Banks around the globe are having problems. Now, what it tells me is that things are in turmoil. I'd rather be safe than sorry. So my suggestion here again stands. The thing that saved us during the Great Recession is we had properties. We had very good properties. They leased. They just rented each and every month. We had a cash flow. We would get a check. So we had investments that worked. I'm telling you now that you should really talk to your financial advisor and see if it's appropriate for you to take a third, maybe even up to a half of your money out of stock and bond market. You've had a very good run. Take some profits. I put out a recession, not a recession, but a anatomy of a bubble yesterday, and one can say that the stock market might be approaching bubble territory. I'm not an expert on this, but it looks pretty rich to me. Or if you look at the real estate business, I think that we're much longer cycle than the stock market. But I think that could we correct? Sure, I think we could correct. I don't know that we've got a really big hard bubble to break. So maybe go down a little bit, but I think that last time was really, really hard. It was a really tough recession, and our rent stayed reasonable. We lost some, 10 to 15% maybe in rent value, but we also made it up by our taxes dropped, our insurance dropped, and our maintenance and management costs dropped. So a lot of that was mitigated. So it wasn't really as bad as it could have been. So I'm telling you now, talk to your advisor to see if it's appropriate for you to take some money off the table. And let's try a different asset class. I highly recommend real estate. I think we have the greatest bull market in real estate coming in 3 to 4 to 5 years, and I think that you can certainly take the cash flow now, and should things do as I think they're going to do, you'll have that each and every month. So you're welcome to call me, and I wish you the very best. Thank you so much. Bye-bye now.